What up, what up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with some rankings for all you NFL heads out there. Okay, the NFL kicked off. I know I didn't get the first round of games here, but I am going to continue and rank some of these games throughout the season if anybody is interested. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and go with the first game, which is Tampa Bay and New England. Now, this one is kind of tricky because I figure you got some wide receivers who are very hurt. Mike Evans is hurt. Godwin is hurt. Gage is hurt. Or it's uh, a lot of receivers that's hurt, and Tom Brady is 0-4 against New Orleans. Okay, now I know most places you go to, they're gonna pick Tampa Bay, but I'm going with New Orleans. Okay, I believe the game is in New Orleans, and I just think New Orleans is just gonna beat the Bucks. I know that's blasphemy, but I'm gonna go with New Orleans. Between Indy and Jacksonville, okay, I'm gonna go with Indianapolis. I think that's an easy one. I think Taylor is gonna run all over him. He's gonna do his thing, and I don't think there's much as far as Jacksonville can do to stop him. Las Vegas versus Arizona. This one is a tough one. This probably was the toughest one. I believe they're going to be playing in Arizona, so I'm going to lean towards Arizona. I know Las Vegas got Devontae Adams now. They ain't no easy win no more. But I think the Cardinals going to find a way to get the W in Arizona. The next game is Chicago versus Green Bay. Now, I believe they're going to get Alan Lazard back. Packers always start off crappy. Their first game is always an L for some reason, and then they pick up the slack. I really don't think the coaching staff be getting them ready for game. The first game. I really don't, but I think they're going to pick up the pace and find a way to get the W. So I'm going with Green Bay. Seattle versus San Francisco. Now, this one is a tough one, but you got Mitchell who's hurt on San Francisco. You don't you If you could stop Debo, you could probably stop the Niners, to be honest. So that's why I'm a lean more towards Seattle because Geno is people taking Geno for a joke. Geno is not a joke. Okay, I know all he did was dink and dunk against the Broncos, but he didn't shoot no passes past 10, 15 yards. He really was dinking and dunking just to stay in the game. It worked, but I still feel like Seattle is going to, upset the Niners, so to speak. So I'm going with Seattle. Next game, New England versus Pittsburgh. Now, I will say that, this game is going to be a tough one. New England, Mac Jones he's not all the way there. I know the Pittsburgh ain't got no, elite quarterback either, but Mac Jones, just really, I don't think he's going to get it done. I really don't. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I think they're going to find a way to beat New England because they had a lot of turnovers last game. So I think they're going to find a way to get the ball turned over on Mac Jones and pull out another W just like they did their last game. Next game, Buffalo, Tennessee. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one because I believe, I like both these teams, but I am going to lean more towards Buffalo. Buffalo seems very hard to stop right now, and I think that Buffalo defense can stop Tennessee run. So if they can stop Tennessee run, and they don't really have much of a passing game with Tannehill. Uh, I think that they can pull out the W. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo. The next game up is the Ravens versus the Dolphins. All right. Now with this one, it's not an easy pick either. But I am going to go with the Ravens because I think that Lamar Jackson legs will move the sticks. So and you got to watch out for some Andrews. You got to watch out for what's his name, Dunnervay, something like that. You got to watch out for that receiver because he's better than you think. So I'm going to lean more towards Baltimore. If Miami win, I won't be surprised because this one is a pretty close one, but I will be going with the Ravens. In the next one is New York Jets versus Cleveland. And yes, I am going to go with Cleveland, mainly because I think they can run the ball on the Jets. You got Chubby, one of my favorite running backs in the NFL right now, to be honest. I love the way Chubb runs the ball, probably more than anybody else right now. I mean, it's some good ones. You got McCaffrey and you got some other guy, but he keep getting hurt. But I just like the way the Chubb runs the ball. And then you got Kareem Hunt, which, I mean, he got 2 touchdowns last week, so he was getting all the points. So you got 2 ballers, and Brissett, he ain't got to do much. Watch out for People Jones too. So I think that Cleveland is going to win this pretty good. Plus they can apply pressure on Flacco. Look, they can get some pressure on Flacco, and I think they can shake him up a little bit. So I'm going Cleveland. Next game up, Atlanta and the Rams. Okay, do I even have to say it? Yes, we all know the Rams is gonna take this one home. Because look, the defense probably, if you got Rams defense, I would say they're probably gonna have the number 1 defense of the week. So watch out for that, because I think Jalen Ramsey and all those guys on the defense is gonna Aaron Donald. I mean, it's gonna be a disaster. At least I think so. I'm sure y'all think the same. Going on with the next game, which is Cincinnati and Dallas. Now, let me say, you got the quarterback, Prescott, who really I thought was going to be out for 8 weeks. Turns out he's only going to be out for 3 weeks. So you still got to watch out for, what's his name? I believe his name is Rush or something like that, Cooper Rush. He's going to be the quarterback for Dallas, but I don't think that's going to be nowhere near enough. I think Cincinnati is going to win this one easily because Cooper Rush, I think they're going to be rushing the ball a lot is what I think. So if you got Elliott and you got what's the other guy? Hubbard, I believe. Y'all know who it is. The guy right behind Elliott. I can't think of his name right now. But if you got him, y'all gonna have a lot of points because they're gonna be running the ball practically, I think, 80% of the time. Okay, they're not gonna throw the ball much. And if you got Dallas Schultz or the tight end for the Cowboys, I think that he's going to have a lot of points. I don't think Cooper Rush is going to get the ball downfield much. He's going to be leaning more towards the tight end. Okay, so if you got the running backs or the tight end, you're probably in good shape if you're doing the fantasy thing like I am. But Cincinnati wins that game. Next game up, Denver and Houston. Um, Look, I think Russell Wilson is going to really be on revenge mode. I think he's really going to pull out a win. I think he's going to be in Denver. I think they're going to smoke Houston. Okay, I'm not saying that Houston not going to get their points. If you're talking fantasy, I think that some of their key players are going to get some points, but I don't see them getting a lot of points on the board. I don't see them getting more than 14 points on Denver. But I think I see Denver getting 20s or maybe 30s on Houston. So I think he's really going to come out, and I think Russell Wilson is going to really start trusting his receivers, his new receivers of Sutton and Judy. So watch out for that win in Denver. Next game up is Minnesota and Philly. Minnesota is not a joke, even though I'm going with Philly. Minnesota is not a joke. Obviously, they got great running back, and Jefferson is a beast. I mean, he is worth the ticket price. This dude he's balling already. I think he's the number one receiver in the league right now, if I'm not mistaken, or top three at least. So watch out for Jefferson. I think, like I said, I think he's number one. Don't quote me on that, but he is balling out of control right now, and but they were playing a depleted, uninspired Packers team week one, and they don't never have their stuff together week one. So take it with a grain of salt. But I'm still going Philly. They're not going to be able to do the same thing to the Eagles that they did with the Packers. I think the Eagles, they got Hurts, they got some other players there that is going to get the job done. So I'm going with Philly. Next game is Carolina and the New York Giants. All right. I'm actually going to go with the Giants because I think that they can get the job done, pass the ball, run the ball. I think Barkley is in new form right now. He's up there as far as one of the top backs so far in this early season. He's probably top five. So Saquon Barkley is going to do his thing now. You can't forget about McCaffrey. McCaffrey is a beast too. So the running backs are really going to be going at it, but I think that you got Robinson, I believe his name is, on Carolina. I think that on the Giants side, you got Sterling, who's going to be, I think, a key factor in the Giants passing game. So watch out for that. I'm still going with the Giants. I think they're going to pull it out, probably because they're going to have a little bit better defense. Next game is Washington and Detroit. All right. I'm actually going with Detroit on this. Because Detroit, they're better, I think, than people giving them credit for. I think they're better than that. I see, even they got Jared Goff, and he got Amon-Ra St. Brown, I believe it is, junior or whatever, and I think that they got a nice connection going. You got Swift, you got Williams, you got Shark. Okay, look, don't underestimate Detroit. I actually think that they're going to win. I think they're going to beat Washington. And that will do it, because the last game was Kansas City and the Chargers, and Kansas City won that one. So that's my list of the winners of this upcoming week. You got New Orleans. If Mike Evans plays, it's Tampa Bay. If he don't play, it's definitely going to be New Orleans. Indy, Arizona, Packers, Seahawks, Steelers, Buffalo, Ravens, Cleveland, Rams, Cincinnati, Denver, Philly, New York Giants, Detroit. Okay. Now, for all of those fantasy players out there, guys to look at on the waiver wire is Cooper Rush. If you desperate, you want to pick him up. He's not going to do much, but for those who had Dak Prescott and need a fill-in, go pick him up for 3 weeks. Put Dak on IR and then plug Rush in if you're very desperate. Most people ain't that desperate, but still. People Jones on Cleveland. You should look at People Jones and draft him. I think that he's going to make a splash in Cleveland and do his thing. You got Brissett back there, and then when you get Watson, he gonna go beast mode. Okay, so I mean, I know that ain't for a long time in the season, but People Jones, I think, still can get the job done. So look at him. Look at Samuels for Washington. Okay, he played well in week 1. He's looking like he's in his old form, and so far, I would say that he's somebody that you should really look at drafting. So another person is Mark Ingram. Now, I think, well, obviously he's for New Orleans, but out the running back for these names be tripping me up sometimes. But the starting running back for New Orleans is not. I don't think he's going to play. He's looking on a very pessimistic side of things. So you need to get some insurance, if nothing else, in Mark Ingram, and make sure that you are covered in that position, because the starting running back for New Orleans is not looking like he's not going to play. So keep that in mind. And Mark Ingram, even though he's hurt, he's looking like he will play. So if you're desperate, only if you're desperate, but if you ain't that desperate, don't worry about it. Another one is Corey Davis, okay, for the Jets. Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, those guys, Flacco loved throwing to those guys. So you might want to check out Corey Davis also. And this is a surprise one, but Koo, the kicker for Cleveland, he been doing his thing. He's been making a splash. So you might want to, if you want another kicker, because he's done pretty good in past years too. So you might want to check out Koo, Koo. Now, people to keep an eye on is Michael Gallup, okay, of Dallas. Michael Gallup will be back probably the same time that Dak is going to be back, okay? They're probably going to return the same week. So keep that in mind. Keep Michael Gallup on your watch list. Another person to keep on your watch list is Robinson Jr. for Washington. He's going to be the starting running back when he gets back. He unfortunately got shot trying to get carjacked, but he's on the road to recovery, and he'll be back in another 3 weeks or so. So keep him on your watch list also. All right, that's all I have for the NFL fantasy lineup and the rankings. Hit the like, share, and subscribe for more. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.